Hello guys, welcome back to this new live streaming, this new rewatch, of course, on our Eyes Your Eyes. Thank you so much for the support, as always. I'm waiting for you, so we started to rewatch this episode 11 of the final season of Shingeki no Kyojin. Look, if you have some questions to ask, for example, what do you think is going to happen next, or something like that, feel free to ask me, because last week I made some theories. If you didn't if you didn't watch it, go and check it out, definitely, because look, I think the rewatch is the best time for theories. So you can ask me whatever you want without spoilers, as always. I wait other 30 seconds and then hello, ciao. Ah, ti saluto dall'Italia. Ok, sì, per forza, lo so. C'è una differenza di 8 ore. Qui invece sono le 9:22 della mattina. Quindi, comunque, ciao. Ecco, se avete delle domande da farmi, fatele pure. Io sono qui che vi ascolto. Ovviamente guarderò prima l'episodio e poi dopo possiamo parlare di tutte le tematiche svolte in questo episodio, più se avete delle domande riguardo, che ne so, cosa succede secondo te la prossima volta, potete chiederlo. So if you have some questions, feel free to ask. First, I'm going to rewatch the episode, and then I'm going to analyze, as I did in the previous for the previous episode. I'm going to analyze all the main themes, and probably if you want, I can suggest you some theories. I don't know. Hello, Edward. Hello. Thank you for watching me, as always. Okay, 30 seconds. So then we can start the rewatch of episode 11. Can't wait, of course. I think it was a great episode, I told you already, but I think it's better if we rewatch it all together. If you want, you can open the episode, you too, so you can follow me at the same time. So we can rewatch the video together, the episode together. Are you ready? I think it's time to watch it. Check it out. No, check it out. No, because there was no tiny screen. Okay, let's watch it together. Anyway.
ガビ、おい、どうしたんだ。おい、しっかりしろ。どうした。何があった。急に苦しみ出して。おい、どうした。大丈夫か。
And we start as always in the worst way.
ガビ、やりすぎだ。ここから逃げてどうするってんだよ。あのままだと殺されるでしょ。
How do you know?
お前を心配してたぞ。悪魔を信じてどうするの。もうジコも信じられない。もう誰も。
Okay. Mm.
悪い夢でも見たか。すべて夢ならよかったのにな。
Oh.
ガビとファルコの声が聞こえた。二人はどこだ。
Okay, here there is the opening.
こんな偏僻な田舎に軍人は歩いてたって。
Let me go. Okay.
夜通し走ったんだから。なあ、その腕章を外せよ。目立つから。
Mm.
これを見られたって普通の住民に意味はわからないでしょ。
軍人が見ればわかるだろう。いいから外せって。
こんな偏僻な田舎に軍人は歩いてないから。
ずっとつけてたらいつか見つかるだろう。マーレに帰れる手がかりも何もないのに。
帰れるわけない。私はただ捕まって死ぬまでにジークを見つけて問いただしたいだけ。私たちマーレを裏切ったのか。なんでそんなことをしたのか。あんたが好きにすればいい。別についてこなくていいから。
ああ、そうかい。好きにさせてもらうよ。じゃあこれ捨てといてやるから。返せ！なんでだよ。こんなもんがここで何の役に立つってんだよ。
私は善良なエルディア人なの。それがないと島の悪魔と同じになるでしょ。
何言ってんだお前。
Why? Because he likes you.
あんたまで死ぬことないのに。何してるの？こんな朝早くに。君たちどこから来たの？言いたくないです。私たち家が嫌でやっと逃げてこれて。だからもう戻れないんです。そう。お腹空いたでしょ。近くに私の家があるからついてきて。
I still can't believe this.
ちょっとここで待ってて。
Mm.
はい。
あの馬は逃走に使える。
何言ってんだよ。
もっと遠くに逃げないと。
How many times he says, 何言ってんだよ。
それに、私は悪魔と一緒に食事なんてできない。
お前な。
お待たせ。入ってきて。
はい。今行きます。俺が全部話すから、余計なこと言うなよ。
It's better.
君たちか。家出したんは。どうしたか使
ナンパーマーレの
はじめまして。僕たちは兄弟で。ベンとミアです。訳あって、親元から逃げてきました。僕たちにできることがあれば何でもします。だから数日だけ、ここに泊めてください。お願いします。
そげん、子供が頭を下げるもんじゃない。ブラス厩舎へよう来たね。何日でもおったらいいって。そしたらはよ、朝飯食わんと。
疲れてるやろ。それ食べたら横になっていいけんね。
リサ、この子。
ごめんね。辛いことがあったんやろうね。
いえ、妹がすみません。いただきます。うまい。おいしいな。本当においしい。
Mm.
ほら、ミアも食えって。
この度のマーレ遠征作戦成功、おめでとうございます。ヒーズル国首脳もエルディア国の勇敢さを称える声にあふれております。
お褒めに預かり光栄にございます。世界一危険な島へようこそ。
So dangerous.
今回の我々の目的は、その危険をこそ目にすることにありますから。
すると、あちらが例の観測機でしょうか。
はい。氷瀑石を燃料に用いて実現した世界初の飛行艇となるでしょう。鹿と地ならしの力、見定めさせていただきます。
イエーガー氏が幽閉され、騎遊兵が一斉に拘束されたとの噂がありますが、その真相は、
ハンジさん、説明してくれ。
Poor
志願
Hanji.
しなっから全住民強制退去命令だって。区の再建にリーブス商会は発生したのは兵団だろう。
憲兵に当たってくれ。
ハンジさん、イエーガー氏がもたらした勝利により、我々の未来は開かれた。エルディア人に生きる未来はあるのだと。そうであれば、兵団とイエーガー氏との関係は、我々エルディア国民の問題です。
ハンジさん、あなたは情報は納税者に委ねられるとおっしゃっていましたが、その姿勢に変化があったのですか？
状況が変わったんだよ。壁が開かれ、世界とつながり、情報の持つ意味が変わったんだ。
辛い立場なのはわかるよ。ハンジさん。
She's.
だから目を見て言ってくれ。信じていいって。
What a
全てはエ
responsibility.
ルディア国民、みんなのためだ。
Erwin, we need you.
エレンの情報を渡したのは君たちか。ホルガ、ビム、ルイーゼ、新兵の君たちとフロック。なんでそんなことを？
エレンを解放すべきだからです。彼は何も間違ったことをしていない。途方もなく巨大な敵に立ち向かい、勝利を手に入れた。その勝利とは、地ならしという圧倒的な力であり、我々の生存権です。 エレンは我々、神聖エルディア帝国国民全員の命を救いました。
その地ならしが期待通りに機能して、我々を救う保証は何もないんだよ。言ってしまえば、人から聞いた話に過ぎない。
エレンを牢に閉じ込めているままだからでしょう。このまま無意に時間を消費する余裕が我々にあるのでしょうか。このままでは、先の大勝利が無駄に終わります。この国を導くのはエレン・イェーガーです。今すぐ彼を解放してください。
君が正しいのかもしれないね。形はどうであれ、私はジークの作戦を完遂するとの決断を。
ジーク。
すべては私の責任だ。だからこれ以上勝手な真似は許されない。君たちはエレンの情報を外に漏らした罪で裁かれる。この4人を懲罰房へ。
敵中人類の勝利のためなら本望です。
Okay, I have a question mark. Later I'm going to tell you about this scene. This is absolutely true.
誰かがすぐに代わりを演じ始める。頑張れよ、ハンジ。
疲れた。いや、まだ調べることがある。
Yeah, okay, let me write in the meantime.
ここはミカサさんの入ったことのある棒ですか？違うけど。そうですか。残念です。でも兵器違反は後悔していません。勝利が調査兵団の目的なら、規則を守ることは必ずしも絶対というわけではありませんよね。やめなさい、ルイーゼ。刑期が伸びるだけだから。私はあなたに命を救われたあの日から、あの時のままです。
Yes, but Louise, things
人
changed.
の力でねじ伏せたあなたを見て分かったのです。力がなければ何も守れないと。私たちは理不尽な暴力と戦っていいのだと学んだのです。
Yes.
あの日から少しでもあなたに近づきたくて、私は。
The same. Yes.
ミカサさんが調査兵団に入った理由は何ですか？
I don't know.
イエガーさんのためなら彼の自由を。私から言えることは一つ。口を閉じてなさい。
Well, Mikasa feels so much pain right now. Mm.
もう大丈夫だ。ミカサ。
Well, Kazuyuki made a great job here, too.
10ヶ月前、トロストク鉄道開通祝いでの祝賀会。
Okay.
君の監視係は急遽代役となった。フロックフォルスター。縁も竹縄となったあたりで君を近くの宿泊地まで送った彼じゃが、現在情報漏洩罪で拘留されておる。また、この宿泊地はエレン・イェーガーの住処と数十キロの位置。
So she met Eren. Yes.
どうもこの時期を境に、エレンは単独行動を取るようになるのでな。
She said something to convince him.
美女と会話できる口実ができて何よりじゃ。
She said something to convince him. Yeah. Oh, it's just a horse. Exactly.
お前を乗せて逃げる馬なんていないだろうな。
馬術の訓練なんてなかったし。こん 田舎にいても何の情報も得られない。
下手に動くより、ここに根付いた方がいいと思う。
何言ってんの？
ここでおとなしく助けを待つんだよ。じきに世界中の軍隊がこの島に攻めてくるだろう。きっと、兄貴やライナーさんたちが助けに来る。
いや、they
行
will.
くくないの？裏切り者があんなに近くにいたんだよ。
俺たちにできることはねえよ。
There's nothing we can do.
っていうか何ミヤって。なんであんたの妹なの？
I told
で
you,
もいいだろ。
Mia means mine.
二人とも、お昼にしよう。仕事を覚えるのが早いね。体力もあるし。
そんな、ありがとうございます。しかし、かやさんもですけど、ここで働いている人はみんな若いんですね。
ここにいる人は孤児だからね。
そうだったんですか。
女王の方針で行き場のない子供には支援があるから。ここは4年前に親を失っている子供たち
Oh,
が集
here
まり、
we are.
罪を受け入れてないようですね。この島の民は世界に対して残虐非道の限りを尽くした歴史をお忘れですか？エルディア人一人一人が罪の自覚を正しく持つことで、ようやく贖罪への道が開かれるのですよ。それはみんなが親を亡くしたことと関係があるの？当然です。いくら善人のように振る舞おうとも、逃れられる罪の重さではありません。マーレではそう教えられてるの？
何言ってんだよ。
これは普遍的な歴史の話だから。
今、なんて言いました？
君たちはマーレから来たんでしょ？
どうして？
どうしても何も。自分で叫んでたじゃない。
じゃあ、最初からか。最初からですか？
So smart,
恥ずか
Kaya.
しいな。
Good job.
もうなんで言ってくれないんですか？人が悪いんだからって。何してんだお前は！
悪魔が正体を表した。
What
おか
kind
し
of
いと
two
思ったんだ。
colors?
島の悪魔がこんな親切なはずない。
おい、バカかお前！
Like, you should have seen the contrary. Even if she knew, she was kind.
ミヤがお兄ちゃん取られるって焼き餅焼いてるの。なんだ赤山やつ、仲良くしてんじゃん。少しは明るくなってるし。
まったく。危ないからその道具で遊ぶなよ。
はい！どうして？
ここ、私が住んでた村。4年前ここにも巨人が一体現れたの。その巨人を見て村の人はみんな逃げた。足の悪いお母さんを置き去りにして。私はどうすることもできなくて座ってたの。ただここから、あそこでお母さんが食べられる音を聞いてた。
But that's
お
unbelievable.
母さんはずっと生きたまま食べら
Yeah,
れてた。
I remember that
次
episode.
第に声も上げられなくなった。声が出なくなるまで叫んだからだと思う。壁の外には人類がいて、私たちを悪魔の民族だって言ってるんでしょ。
Yes.
でも、なんでそんなに恨まれているのかよくわからないの。ミヤ、ベン、教えて。お母さんは一体何をしたの？何をしたからこんなに恨まれているの？何千年も世界中の人々を虐殺してたからでしょ。
For 1000 years.
何千年、そんなことも忘れていたなんて。エルディア人は何千年もの間、巨人の力で世界を支配し蹂躙してきたの。他の民族の文化を奪って、望まれない子を産ませて、数えきれないほど人を殺してきたの。被害者ぶるのはやめて。
You,
でも
you
お母さんは
too
この
are
辺で生
playing
ま
the
れ育った
victim
から、
role.
そんなひどいことはしてないと思う。
Yeah.
だから、100年前、あなたたちの先祖が犯した罪の大きさが問題なの。
So,
100年前って、じゃあ、今生きている私たちは
yes.
一体何の罪を犯しているの？ついこの間だって、私の町を蹂躙した。
You know,
私のお母さんが殺されたのは4年前だから、
Eren did
そ
it.
の罪じゃない。だから、先祖が世界中の人を虐殺したから。お母さんは誰も殺してない。ねえ、ミヤ、ちゃんと答えて。なんでお母さんがあんなに苦しんで殺されたのか、何か理由があるんでしょ。
Totally
そう
agree.
じゃなきゃおかしいよ。なんでお母さんは生きたまま体を食べられたの？ねえ、何のために殺
威力偵察です。4年前のパラディ島侵攻の目的は、大攻勢を見据えての威力偵察でした。カヤさんのお母さんもそれに巻き込まれたんです。お母さんには何の罪もありません。
Exactly.
ごめんなさい。
軍の情報を敵国に漏らして、それでなんで謝るの？ありがとう、ベン。教えてくれて。でも、ベンが謝るのはおかしいよ。マーレで生まれただけなの。
Exactly, they are aliens too. I mean.
それで、カヤさんはその状況からどうやって助かったんですか？
今の私より少し年上ぐらいのお姉ちゃんが、薪割り用の斧を持って入ってきて、巨人相手に戦ったの。
そんな、無茶だ。
結局お姉ちゃんは自分を盾にして、巨人から私を逃がしてくれた。お姉ちゃんが生きてたら、行くあてのないあなたたちを決して見捨てたりしない。
Yes.
私にそうしてくれたように。今度、マーレの人が働いてるレストランに招かれてる。
I can't wait for that scene
あなたたちを連れて行けば、マーレに帰る方法が見つかるかもしれない。どうして？私はお姉ちゃんみたいな人になりたいの。
Okay, let's go after the ending.
になったジークの体を敵に見つけ。
Okay, wait a second. Okay. ああ。
獣の巨人の死骸を調べた結果、爆破され粉々になったジークの体が部分的に見つかった。だが足りない。見つかる部位はどれも両腕、両足のものだ。我々を欺くために自らを亡き者と装ったんだ。ジークはパラディと適正力と手を組み、飛行船で逃げおせたと見ている。
Yes.
この対人型に改良された立体起動装置には、マーレの技術が取り入れられている。逃走用に奪われた飛行船も、訓練を積んだ軍人でないとできない。
Okay,
高度な飛行技術を見
stole
せた。
that
おそ
weapon.
ら
I
く
mean, the
4
airship.
年前のパラディ島調査船に同志を忍ばせたのだ。エルディア復権派の同志をな。
くそ。ずっと一緒
I
に
see
戦って
Galliard.
裏切
You
り
should
者
be
だった
more
なんて。
careful.
当然、このままで済ますつもりはない。今から半年以内、パラディ島に世界連合軍による掃討作戦を行う。
半年ですか？ファルコと神の救出も半年後でしょうか？あの二人は最も優秀な戦士候補。
They are the most talented warrior candidates, so he doesn't care at all about them as
次の
kids.
戦士候補生の育成にも相当な時間がかかりますし。
They care just because they are candidates.
マーレの力のみでパラディ島を攻めたから、以前のように返り討ちに遭うだけだ。世界連合軍の集結を待つ。ジークもそう考えるでしょう。大打撃を受けたマーレ軍は、すぐさま攻勢に転じることはないと。
Yeah, but how are you sure
半
about
年
that?
後に潰されるも、策もなしにただ待っている人でもない。
I'm starting.
世界連合軍を待ってはいられません。今すぐにパラディ島を奇襲すべきです。
Okay. We rewatched this episode a little bit, and look, while I was watching this, I started thinking about some theories. But before that, okay, yeah, Edward, I'm going to reply to your question too. So wait a second, and then I will be able to reply, because first I wanted to go on with the main themes of this episode. Look, I think one of the most important themes or subjects here in this episode is the fact that usually people judge other people just because of what they have heard from other people. This is the perfect case, because Gabi has never experienced to go after the ocean, I mean beyond the ocean, to check by herself before this experience she has right now. But at the same time, she prefers to trust her dearest people, for example, Karina or all her family or all her surroundings, because she thinks that they can never betray her, or they can never spread bad words or instant judgments for nothing. She decides to trust her people, and she can't even imagine that someone else can say bad things for nothing. But at the same time, that's why I don't excuse Gabi anymore, because now she understands that the Zeke betrayed her. I mean, Zeke was that person who was really reliable, and all the people trusted Zeke so much. So when she's discovering that Zeke betrayed them, why she keeps going on thinking that everything she was taught is correct? Do you understand what I mean? Before she discovered that Zeke betrayed them, okay, I could excuse her because, of course, she was listening to everybody and everybody was brainwashing her. It was part of their method to do something like this and to create the people who had the same opinions, to use them for some other purposes that they were wrong purposes. Okay? But when she discovers that Zeke betrayed them, why she can't start thinking, okay, look, Falco is telling me some things. Reiner, thanks to his speech when he was eating together with us, made me think that they are not all the same, but they are different types of people. Zeke now is betraying us. Maybe there has to be something wrong here, or I don't think they are all crazy. No, she doesn't think something like this. She keeps going on with that sort of a mental training she had learned throughout the years, and that's why she's wrong. She should ask herself questions more, as Kaya is doing, because another great subject here is that people are starting or keep going on asking themselves questions, and this is really important. For example, the new generation women, for example, Louis, but even Kaya, they ask questions to other people in order to know more what's going on. And this is really good. I think I really appreciate when the people, I told you already in the previous episode, I really like when the people start asking themselves questions, because nothing is certain, nothing is sure. So even when you think it's a sure, or even when you think that other people can be trusted and you decided to trust them, you should put some question marks anyway, because it's not because you don't trust them, but because it's better. So once you discover the truth, or if you discover another truth, you will not be disappointed, you will not be shocked. The more you ask yourself questions, the more you are prepared. And in fact, Gabi is not prepared to hear what she hears, but she's shocked. And in fact, she doesn't know what else to say, because she finished all her training sentences. I mean, she finished those sentences that people told her to repeat in her mind over and over again. So yeah, when you judge a person just because other people told you that that person did this, that person did that, or an entire population did something, how can you be so brainwashed to believe something like this? Okay, there is a certain point, you reach a certain point, but after that, when you decided to trust those people, and those people are starting believing that there is something wrong, probably they are not all crazy. They are just seeing life from another point of view, and they are just asking themselves questions. And you should do the same, Gabi. I think Falco should try to talk Gabi to get to Gabi more, and I hope that Falco will always stay over there next to her. The purpose of Falco being there is like this. It's like I told you. It's like when Mikasa and Armin are next to Eren to try to comfort him, to try to support him, and to try to be there every time next to him, to have the proper words every time Eren needs. At the same time, Falco has the same purpose. But I think Falco is over there for another reason, I guess. And that's why I think he will become one of the most important characters of the next generation. And I'm quite happy because, as I told you yesterday, I think that Falco can be the hope to connect the two worlds, the two dimension, totally different dimension in which they are living. And I really hope he's going to make a difference. He's going to make a connection and change the world for better. That's my hope. I hope something good is happening soon. But definitely, I think that was one of the most important subjects here, when you judge people by not knowing anything just because you have heard this. And the incoherence Gabi has throughout the episode is quite clear, because she is asking Falco if he has seen things without without having an evidence. But then she's doing the same, because she pretends to know, even if she was not there at that time. She keeps repeating these centuries ago, thousands of years ago, but you were not there, Gabi. So as much as you asked Falco, were you there when those things happened? No, you are the same, because you were not there. So you're talking as if you're pretending to know what's truth and what's fake, but that's wrong. You should see with your own eyes, and right now in front of your eyes you have a clear experience. So you were searching for proofs, you were searching for details and things that they can confirm your theories or not. But now that you are in front of them, you prefer to avoid them, to go away from them, to escape from reality as it is, when you should face it, because you're not a kid anymore. That's why I excused her for till a certain point, as I told you yesterday, but after that I can't excuse her anymore, sorry to say. I don't think she was wrong because she was part of this system, but after you have some evidences, especially from your dearest people, you should start asking yourself, am I doing something good? Is this correct? Should I review my entire life? But that's a problem. When you decide to review your entire life, and when you understand that something is wrong, then you are afraid to face reality. And that's why she prefers to escape. I can understand her if I put myself in her position, but I don't want to excuse her anymore, because I don't think Falco wants to go against her. He is just protecting her as much as Raina. And so she has good examples. Then she has a Zeke's example, and that should make her understand that there's something wrong here. There's definitely something wrong. Another subject I found in this episode is when you don't accept a reality. And as I told you some seconds ago, it happens when you base your life on some routine activities, or when you base your reality on what other people told you to think. Then when you discover that you live in a sort of a parallel world, and you're not living in a world that is correct, but you were tricked, your entire existence was tricked by this thoughts and stuff like that. It's hard to start your life from zero. And that's why yesterday I made that parallelism with the Full Metal Alchemist, with Rose, because I think Gabi and Rose, they have this in common. As I told you, go and check it out. But yeah, starting from zero, is it possible? Yes, it is. Is it difficult? Yes, it is. But if you are surrounded by good people who love you, who showed you multiple times they care about you and they saved you in the worst moments when you were making lots of mistakes, in this case, Falco, you should try, because that means you're not alone. Even if Gabi right now feels alone, deeply lonely, because she can't trust anybody else after she discovers that Zeke betrayed them, she can't trust anybody anymore because she feels betrayed. And that means, okay, if I trusted Zeke, but right now Zeke is betraying us, how can I trust Falco, for example? How can I trust all the others? I can understand this. But at the same time, during this episode, Falco showed you that he was protecting you all the times in order to avoid something worse coming. So you can't compare Falco with Zeke, because they are totally different. And Falco showed you so many times how much he cares about you. So you shouldn't put people on the same level, all people on the same level, because that's the risk you shouldn't follow. I mean, there's the risk that if you put the people on the same level, you think they are all the same. And that's wrong, because all people are different. So you should judge person by person. But she was instructed to judge an entire population on the same way, in the same way. So, and that's wrong. I hope Gabi in the future, she will understand this, because one thing is to be stubborn, and one thing is to perpetrate, to go on by being stubborn. And this is something different. One person, look, I am stubborn too, but when I have evidences in front of me, I change. And even if I am afraid to change, I should try anyway to do something like this. Of course, another great subject here is the brainwash thing. In this episode, more than other episodes, I understand how the power of brainwashing people is used in this story by taking the weaknesses of other people and use them to be powerful. Marley used this strategy, used this method to conquer power, to gain power. And how to do this is to use other people's weaknesses in order to create their own power. This is something obvious in this episode, more than ever, I guess. Even if in episode 1 was totally clear, this, and throughout the later episodes too, it was quite clear, quite obvious. But I think in this episode in particular, you see how Marley used the aliens living in Marley's weaknesses in order to become strong and in order to create an army that had to fight against their own people. Because I wanted to remind you that Marley is using aliens to fight other aliens. So even if they have their own military forces, even if Marley has military forces, but during war, they always put in the first line, in the first row, the first line, whatever, aliens. So they are using aliens by saying that they are sinful, that they made lots of sins, that they created lots of crimes in the past, and they are using this thing as their weakness. So by pushing these people to go on thanks to these weaknesses, they can become strong, they can become powerful because they win wars thanks to the sacrifice of these people who believed that they were sinful, that they had created lots of problems in the previous years. So this method is going on still, I mean, is still going on because Gabi still believes something like this, and even Galliard, Peak, and the others are still believing this. So it's working still now, and I think that this weapon, because this brainwashing thing is a weapon, and this mental weapon most of the times can be more powerful than real weapons, because when you trick the mind of other people, you are able to move an entire army, an entire, I don't know, yeah, an entire army against an entire population. And once you trick the mind of other people, it's really difficult to go back. And you will see it, in fact, with Gabi. It's really difficult to change her mind. So that's why I think this weapon is even stronger than, I don't know, shotguns or mines or bombs and other stuff. Yeah, this subject is still present here, and I think it will be present in many other episodes coming next, because this season 4 told us a different story, told us the other side of the world, and that's why I think it's one of the most important things for this season. I don't know what's coming next. I don't know if there will be other themes in particular that are describing the story, for example, the wrong system, the wrong world that is causing lots of pain, the cycle of pain and whatsoever. But definitely I think this is one of the greatest themes here till now. Another theme is racism and discrimination. I already talked to you about it yesterday, especially with this concept of the armband that is describing an identity that can be lost in the case you take it out. So you understand how people's mind is fragile, because that armband is conquering somehow Gabi's mind. Thanks to that armband, Gabi can have an identity in her opinion. But what Falco is trying to do is to let her understand that even without that armband, she's still alive and she can have an identity and she can survive. But Gabi is too stuck over there with her thoughts that only with that armband she can have an identity and she can be different from other people and she can be safe. Because if she is taking it away, she thinks that she's like the people that are considered devils. And she doesn't want to get in touch with them. She doesn't want to eat the same food. She doesn't want to stay in the same room with those people. That armband is a matter of identity for Gabi, but that's wrong. We are an omniscient viewers. I mean, we are viewers who already know what's good and what's wrong. And we should always understand that these are two layers. The layer of the omniscient viewer who understands everything already and who knows what's good and what's wrong already. And then there are the character's point of view, where all characters have a different point of view and they think they are all wrong, all right. They understand some things and they don't want to accept, or they don't want to understand other things. And that's why the omniscient viewer is over there standing and saying, oh, look, Gabi, you're wrong. What are you doing? But if we put ourselves in Gabi's position, we know that if we were Gabi, probably we would have thought the same. But as omniscient viewers, we know that what Gabi is thinking is wrong. So every time we have to make a difference and we should understand that one thing is the omniscient viewer thoughts and one thing is the character thoughts. So once you will be able to understand both, you have an entire vision of the story. Every time I analyze the things, I like to see both the things because I think they are quite important. And we shouldn't avoid any of these points of view because this helps you to understand your point of view, but even something that is obvious, that is how characters behave. I also think Isayama made a great job to put a person like Gabi in this story because usually we identify ourselves in characters and we always decide to pick a character and say, okay, I am like this character. I'm so happy this character is in this story because it's like me, because he behaves like me, because he's saying the proper thing, the right thing, etc., etc. But I think Isayama made a coherent decision. He decided to put a character like Gabi that is controversial, that is bad, that is saying bad things. And why he is coherent by doing this is because he decided to portray a coherent vision of the world, even the real world. The real world we live in is not made by people who are all good. Otherwise, the world would be perfect, and otherwise we wouldn't have had problems on Earth, even nowadays. What Isayama is doing is to recreate somehow the world we live in a story. And that's why I really appreciate it, even if I don't like Gabi's character, because I think I can find myself in other characters for other reasons. I think Gabi is necessary for this story. I always use this term, necessary, because I think it's the proper term to be used in this type of story. No matter if something is good or something is wrong, some things are done because they are necessary. And it doesn't matter if we understand this or if we don't understand these things, they are necessary to go on with the story. So I think Gabi is a character that is needed because without her, probably we couldn't get in touch with Kaya more. We couldn't agree with what Kaya said, or we wouldn't appreciate Falco's character as a main character of the second generation. So Gabi is needed somehow, and probably is needed also because we understand that from our point of view what's good for us and what's wrong for us. So sometimes in anime or in other stories, even in novels, we need villains, we need bad characters, we need characters who are politically incorrect, we need characters who are spreading bad things throughout the world or throughout the world building of the story itself. We need them because that makes us understand what we like and what we don't like. That's why I appreciate Gabi anyway in this story. But yeah, the racism and the discrimination. I wanted to tell you once again, I don't think this story has some connections with the Second World War. Yeah, some people can think something like this because of some references, but I think that it's a general thing. I mean, racism and discrimination, we can live them even nowadays with other problems in other countries. And so racism and discrimination is still a huge problem nowadays. You know it very well. So I think Isayama wanted to concentrate this huge subject in a general way and not making some specific historical references on purpose. There are some particular choices, yes, that's true, that can be seen in some historical contexts, but I think that everything is developed in a general way. So we can think about racism and discrimination even now, and not just 70 years ago. okay? I don't think this problem is over. And we have to handle about this thing even now. So, yeah, I think anyway, Gabi, when she said, I don't want to eat the same thing they are eating, or I don't want to stay there. Or she's even thinking that the horse is living in this devil context, and that makes the horse become devil itself. That's crazy to think, but that's how she was instructed. Everything that lives in paradise is a dangerous thing. It can be a plant, it can be an animal, it can be a person, it can be even the furniture. It's devil's thing, so that's wrong. But yeah, as an omniscient viewer, I can say that's quite stupid, of course. But if I take away this thing, this thought from my mind, and I start thinking as if I am Gabi, probably I would have behaved the same, even if it's wrong, because I'm so happy not to be Gabi. And I'm so happy that I have the possibility to analyze and decide by myself as an omniscient viewer what to think, and develop my own thoughts. Yeah, racism, discrimination. Wow. She is, I wanted to remark this as I said it already yesterday. She is doing the same things she was handling throughout her entire life. I mean, she was discriminated by Marle. She had this armband because she was discriminated. And right now she is using that armband to discriminate other people. That means the people who don't have armband and they live in paradise, they have to be discriminated. And she is in the right position right now because she has that armband, so she feels stronger. But in the context, if we move this context in Marle, she is the person who is discriminated. So she's repeating the bad thing of discriminating other people without even knowing that other people did it on her. And even if she knows that, she prefers to do that because once she is discriminating other people, she can be safe and she can be judged by other people as a good alien. That's her mission, actually. That's like, okay, it's like a Reiner. Reiner had this mission to prove others that he was different, that he was a hero. And I remember when in episode 2, Reiner said, please, Falco, don't let Gabi suffer as much as I did. That means using Falco, and that's wrong anyway. But I think, yeah, that's what Reiner was meaning at that time. He doesn't want that Gabi feels the same things he felt. That means to be one against the entire world, to have this mission that brings pain, and that's it. So from that point of view, I understand what Reiner wants to do, but that's wrong to use another person instead. That means Falco. Okay, another huge subject here is revenge. I think revenge is the top number one subject in this story because we saw different type of revenge, revengeful behaviors and stuff like that. But in this episode, we see this revenge that is developed by a character like Flock, and all the others following Flock. This will to win a war that is based on numbers, as I told you yesterday. No matter how many people have to die, no matter how many people they have to sacrifice, no matter what, okay? Numbers are important for Flock and the others. Numbers, that means how many times did you win, how many times did you fail, how many times did you lose, how many times did you go on, and how many people did you lose, how many people, blah, blah, blah. It's always we are always talking about numbers at the end of the day, and that's quite sad because here people are judged as numbers, and this is something terrible. Uh, Even in the episode when Sasha died, they were talking about how many people did we lose, and they said, "Ah, 6 people." See, the importance of a person is um, decreasing because now people are like numbers. How many people did we lose today? How many battles did we win? Now everything is like numbers, and this revenge is bringing people to think about numbers only. So where are the feelings? There is no more empathy. Everything is falling apart, and this is quite sad, I have to say. This story started with a great dream, with a hopeful dream, as I told you many other times. But now we see that this hope, these beautiful dreams, these beautiful purposes are turning into nightmare. More than one nightmares in this case. And this is really sad. Everybody hoped in the previous seasons to reach the goal and to be happy, to be free, and see this freedom as something beautiful, as something happy, as something that can let them go on living without being cursed all the times. And this is good. When you start this story, you say, oh, okay, they have this huge dream, this huge hope, and let's hope that this thing is going to happen, such as the fact that they reached the ocean, or the fact that they destroyed all the titans so they could have been free. But and in that case, the sacrifice was necessary to reach that dream. But now, what Flock is thinking is to reach these. They don't have to reach this freedom anymore. Okay, they have to reach another type of a freedom, that is to win the war, the main war. And that's why I think that the Shinzo Sasageo is something different right now. At the beginning, these okay, let's offer your art, Shinzo Sasageo. The meaning of that sentence was for a good purpose, for a good dream, for freedom seen as something wanted, but something hoped, something as a wish, a positive thing, okay? But right now, this Shinzo Sasageo is meaning something else. That's why I don't think that they should do this gesture anymore, because the meaning now changed. Now they want just to take their personal revenge, so it has a negative connotation than before. Do you understand what I mean? And this is why even Gabi, of course, she really wants the revenge for everything aliens did. So there are different types of revenge here in this episode too. But let me tell you honestly, the main revenge here is the Flock and his comrades' revenge. Well represented, I have to say. I hope people don't think that the Shinzo Sasageo has the same meaning, because I don't think so. I think if Erwin was still alive, he would have said something different, or he wouldn't have used that gesture anymore, in my opinion. Then we will never know. But I think, yeah, that gesture now is inappropriate. It doesn't have the same meaning, because when I think about Shinzo Sasageo, I imagine the previous seasons when we still didn't know about anything concerning the rest of the world, and we were just following a dream to be free in a good way. And no matter the sacrifices or the loss of the people who were inside this huge project. But at that time, we thought, okay, if people are sacrificed, as Armin said, we are sacrificing these people because the purpose, the goal is something amazing, something beautiful, something that will make us live freely. So, and that's why I thought, okay, at that time Shinzo Sasageo was for good, for something good. But here, that same gesture made in this context, I don't think Eren is proud of that Shinzo Sasageo. I mean, if you ask him, I don't think he will be happy to see that they make that gesture, because now that gesture has another meaning. Yeah, and yeah, it's connected with the other subject I wrote here in my notes, that is the will to win. Everything is like a bet. Okay, are you going to win? Are you going to lose? Okay, let's check it out. Let's do it. Oh, okay. Everybody wants to win here. And most of the times when you wanted to win and you don't care about anything else surrounding you, it means you're becoming blind most of the times, and you don't care anymore about the context or anybody you're going to lose. The important thing is to win. That's wrong. That's wrong. I think in this season we can find lots of bad themes compared to the previous seasons, where there were bad meanings or bad themes, but there were also good themes. There were also good subjects. Here, it's rare to find the good things in this season, and probably that's the purpose of the author too, because I think Isayama wants to start a bad environment. I don't know, maybe all this is made for something good happening after. We still don't know. Another yes, let me talk about sacrifice 1 second. Yeah, the theme of sacrifice is so important in this story. But right now, Eren, if we see Eren from a Flock's point of view, he is used. And that's wrong too. And no matter how Eren, no matter how much Eren is strong in this story, and he's developing lots of strategies and whatever, he is used by Flock and all the others. That's what I felt in this episode, because he is used by them as if he has to become the leader, he has to win the war, and that's why we stand on his side, because we know that he can be sacrificed for us. So Eren's position is, try to imagine, you are used, you have your own bad things to think about, you decided the path you wanted to go forward, to push forward, and that's not an easy path. As I told you many times, Eren decided something that is not good for himself, but this choice is good for others. I still believe Eren wants to protect others, and that's why he has chosen a path like this. He knows that he's about to die, so he has a time limit. So no matter if I put myself in Eren's position, I can think, okay, I have a time limit, and that means I will not live longer than others. So if I have to take care of the people who have to live longer, that means, my dear friends, I am ready to carry this burden instead of them. And if it means that I have to become the bad guy, or I have to pretend to be something like this, okay, I'm able to do this, because anyway, I am about to die, and other people have to survive, because they don't have this time limit, except for Armin. But I still believe that if he is going to interrupt this curse, if Eren interrupts this curse, I think automatically even the 13 years of Armin are vanishing. I don't know why, but I have this idea. Maybe I'm wrong. And that's why probably Eren wants to sacrifice himself even more, because he says, look, if I can stop the curse, and okay, they will hate me, it's okay. If they hate me, it's okay, because if that means that I can stop that curse and I can save them. Do you remember the scene of the railway? Come on, that scene reveals you that Eren wants to protect them. And now I have a theory, guys, I wanted to share it together with you. Based on that scene of the railway, there are just few people over there. Okay, Hanji and Levi are not there just because they came with the horses, and so, okay. But let's pretend this. There are Hanji, Levi, Sasha, Connie, Jan, Mikasa, and Armin. These are the people who are dear to Eren, and he wants to protect those people only. Why I'm saying this? Okay, follow my theory, okay? In my opinion, Eren doesn't care about Flock and the others. The only people who cares about are the people who are in that scene, plus Hanji and Levi. That means that Eren, it's a bad thing to say, but I think Eren is thinking that even if he is using Flock and the others, it's okay. If he is going to sacrifice them for his final goal, it's okay. It's something bad to say, okay? But probably Eren knows, or Eren understood, that what the Flock and the others are thinking is partially wrong. I mean, what they are doing is not good. So he thinks, okay, if I sacrifice those people, it's okay, because the most important thing is to save the people in that scene of the railway, plus Hanji and Levi, because those are the dearest people to me, and they are special. So if I sacrifice myself, it's okay. If I sacrifice Flock and the others, it's okay, because if thanks to that I can save those people. Look, I wanted to remark what Connie said to Sasha and Jan. He also said, look, I care about other people, sure, but you too, that means Sasha and Jan, you two are special to me. Sorry for the others, but you two are special to me. And I think Eren is thinking the same. I mean, Eren is thinking, look, Connie, Sasha, even if Sasha died, and he couldn't avoid this, because thanks to my theories, I still believe that he wanted to do something bad. That means to go alone. But look, follow my previous rewatch and you will understand my entire opinion about this. But now he's thinking, look, during the railway scene, he said, I want you to live a longer life. Nobody of you is going to inherit my Titan's power, because you are dear to me. You are special to me. That means that Flock was not in that scene. So even if Flock is used for Eren's purpose, it's okay. Even if it's something bad to say, or even if it's something bad to do, but if we follow Eren's point of view in a different way, it's okay. It's necessary. One more time. That's what I think. But later I'm going to tell you this idea one more time, almost at the end. Okay, another great thing is selfishness. Yes. Gabi is selfish because even when she's saying stop being a victim, playing the role of a victim to Kaya, she is playing the role of the victim too at this point. I mean, Gabi doesn't realize how selfish she is, how she doesn't understand other people's feelings, even if Kaya did all her best to put on a golden dish or a golden plate all her feelings and give it to her. I think what Kaya did was something admirable, because not all people are ready to share their feelings, especially to strangers. But I think to Kaya, Ben and Mia, they are Falco and Gabi, they are not just strangers. She cares about them somehow. Otherwise, she wouldn't have she wouldn't have protected them throughout all this time. I think what Kaya did was great because no matter how stranger they were, she wants to create a nice relationship with them, no matter where they come from, no matter who they are. She has lost lots of dear people, but she's not giving up to create other relationship. And what she did, look, to share those type of feelings, to share all the pain she felt, that means Gabi and Falco, as a paradox, okay, they are so important to her somehow. Because when I want to share my feelings or my pain, I choose the people who are dear to me. And I don't choose randomly people who I don't know or people who I don't care. I choose people who are next to me, who live my routine, who stay with me, who, even if they are difficult to understand, I try to understand them. I create a sort of a connection. So Kaya is incredibly great because no matter where they come from, no matter if she has lost Sasha, no matter if she has lost her mom, and she knows that she has lost both of them thanks to other bad people, she's not giving up to start all over again to create other relationships. And this is amazing. I think many people should learn from Kaya this great quality she has. Because look, maybe other people, when they see that they lose their mentor, I mean their inspiration or their moms, they think, okay, I will never trust people anymore. I will never reveal my feelings to other people anymore. I will never try to start a new relationship with other people because I don't feel confident. I feel that if I do this, I'm going to lose these people again. So I don't want to lose people, other dear people anymore. So it's better for me not to get in touch with other people and create other great relationships, because if I do this, there is the risk I'm going to lose them again. Many people think something like this. But Kaya is different. No matter what happened, she wants to declare her feelings to them. Not just, in my opinion, not just because because she wants them to understand the pain, but also because she's giving a chance to these people to become friends, to become dear people. Otherwise, I don't understand why Kaya deliberately served to them all her feelings, all her pain. Now Ben and Mia are part of that routine. Okay, once they joined that breakfast and they spent, I guess, yes, okay, the mappa didn't show you how many days they spent together, but they spent time together. So Mia and Ben, that means Gabi and Falco, they are part of Kaya's routine now. They are part of that group of people who are joining the supper time, I mean dinner, lunch, breakfast every day. So the more you create a routine with people, the more you start a relationship with these people. Of course, Kaya doesn't know that Gabi killed Sasha. I think, okay, I don't want to imagine when she will discover this, but do you understand what I mean? But no matter what, Gabi still prefers to be selfish because she's rejecting Kaya. She doesn't even care about her story because the most important thing is her story. I mean, Gabi's story itself. What's important is that they destroyed Liberio. What's important to her is the guards were killed by Sasha. and that's a problem. Even if sorry to say, but I still don't understand that there is a huge love Gabi has for these guards. Gabi should open her eyes, because look, we have the example with the prisoners at the beginning of this episode 11. Even the guard of that prison was taking care of Gabi, was worried about Gabi, but she didn't use the same treatment. I mean, she didn't use the same behavior. That's incoherent. I don't understand the love Gabi has for those guards. For real. For real. She is totally blind. Those people could have been so kind to her no matter what, but they were always guards confining her into the internment zone of Liverio. So they are not good. But this is an omniscient viewer point of view. Do you understand? Of course we know this. But in Gabi's point of view, that is in the character point of view, that's something fair. But yeah, Gabi is selfish, for example. Flock is selfish because he is taking care of his point of view only, no matter what. We still don't know what happened. We still don't know what Yelena told Flock. We still don't know anything about this. But he is selfish because he prefers the victory of a paradise, no matter what. No matter if other people are going to be killed, no matter if a Hanji decides something else, he wants to go against the Hanji, that is the commander of the Chosaheran. He doesn't care anymore because his selfish thoughts are more important than the rest. Zeke is selfish, in my opinion. He's doing all this, he's creating all this mess, and I hope later there will be a clear explanation and something that makes me understand, okay, sorry, Zeke, I thought you were selfish or you were wrong, but at the end of the day, you had your purpose, and this purpose was for something good. I hope to reach that point, because I still don't trust Zeke. I still think Zeke is so selfish. He is creating this new alien empire for his own sake, not for the sake of others. Because I told you many times, I can't imagine, okay, if you have the key, to save people, you don't put conditions. That's what I think. He is always putting conditions. Look, first you have to agree point 1, point 2, point 3. Then I wanted to meet Eren. Then I wanted to do this. I will not reveal you my plan until you agree with so many things that make me understand that he's selfish. He's not an outgoing person who really wants to save an entire population, because if I put myself in Zeke's position, if I have the key, I will share it immediately. Look, guys, let's be safe all together. But he's putting lots of conditions to all of his actions. So I'm still doubting. Of course, as I said in the previous episode, I'm going to put a question mark because I wanted to know more about Zeke and his intentions. I wanted to know what his real purpose is. I wanted to understand more about his character. I think Zeke is really interesting as a character because I think until the end we will never understand anything. And that's a type of character I like. Even if I don't trust him, and that's a type of character I'm interested in usual stories, in usual shonen, or in usual things I follow. I like when there is something mysterious or something it's not clear to me, that it's something that I have to investigate throughout episodes. So I think Zeke's character too is quite interesting. But yeah, he is selfish from my point of view by looking at this episode or till this point in which we are now. Then later, if something is going to change, I will be ready to say, okay, I was wrong. I was tricked once again. But yeah, look, I have another theory about Zeke, but I'm going to reveal it to you later because I wanted to make a theories versus a subjects. Do you understand? Okay, then another huge theme is friendship. And the fact that this friendship can collapse sooner or later. I mean, we had an idea of a Chosa Heidan, okay, guided by Erwin, in which they were all together. They had one only purpose in mind, and they were fighting all together. Now this sort of union, this sort of team, it is dissolved. I mean, it doesn't exist anymore. They are splitting into two parts, as I told you yesterday, and even this concept of a friendship is changing a lot. Of course, it depends on the characters you're looking at. For example, Mikasa, even if she has that flashback, and that flashback is a sort of a big question mark about Eren as a person since the beginning, she still cares. And she's not moving a step away from Eren no matter what. And this is why I like Mikasa, I told you many times. If we look at Armin, he doesn't agree with Eren's policies right now, but he is still a friend, and he is still ready to listen to what he has to say. This is really important because it means that those friendships, I mean, those relationships, that trio is something we always wanted to find in our real life too. I mean, we always want a friend that no matter if we make mistakes, no matter if we are judging them, no matter if we make the worst thing, they are still there for us. So this trio is an inspiration. I really like that trio. Don't tell me anything bad that is coming, because look, I said it even for Sasha, Connie, and John. I said I like this trio. After 10 minutes, Sasha died. So, but yeah, the power of that friendship is still there, and I'm so happy because there will be difficult moments coming, in my opinion. That friendship will be, I mean, will go on in a very difficult way, but it will still be there somehow. It will not vanish as much as this relationship between Flock, the others, versus Hanji, Mikasa, Armin, and the rest of the Chosa Heidan. Do you understand that there are different kinds of a relationship? There are different levels of a friendship, and the level of the trio, Mikasa, Armin, and Eren, is something unbeatable. No matter what's going to happen, the friendship will always stay there from both sides, guys. If I follow the theory that I have about Eren, Eren loves so much Mikasa and Armin. And even if he is turning bad, it's just because he has to do this, because it's necessary, and because he wants to protect them. Not because he's going to hate them. But I think Eren, as much as he behaved with Hanji in the wrong way, he's going to behave wrongly so bad with Mikasa and Armin too, because that's part of his plan. The more he is detaching from people, the more he will not have to go in front of the mirror to say Tatakai, Tatakai. Do you understand? That Tatakai is just to convince himself. I love them. I love them. This is one part of his conscience. The other part of his conscience is Tatakai. Don't think about how much you love them. Go on. Do the worst thing ever. Do it, because you, Eren, know that if you do this, you can save them. That's why. Don't think about how much you love them. Pretend to hate them. Do it just because it's necessary, not because you really think so. And then Mikasa and Armin love Eren. They show this to us so many times in this season too. So I don't have doubts. And I don't think Mikasa and Armin will ever change this. Even if they will start feeling bad for Eren or bad about Eren's decisions, there will always be even 1 or 10% of this love inside their hearts, no matter what. That's my opinion. Then, can you imagine how bad I will feel if I see that they really hate Eren? No, I can't imagine something like this happening. No, 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 no. Then, there is a new theme that is present in this episode that I'm so happy. New theme, always talking about season 4, that I'm trying to collect throughout the episodes, is new generations versus older generations. Especially in this episode, as I told you yesterday, we see women of new generation. That means Kaya, that means Gabi, that means Luisa. We can see Falco, that is part of the new generation. And we see people, different people who think different things, but there is this big contrast between past and present. And if we talk about new generations, we see different points of view. We have the point of view of Louise, who decides not to detach herself from the past because the past is important, and the past has one name, Mikasa, who was her savior. So, of course, if she regrets the past, if she wants to avoid the past, she's avoiding Mikasa too, and that's a problem. It's impossible for her to do something like this. So she prefers to say that past is more important than the present, or that the past is the consequence of her present. Or, sorry, that the present is the consequence of the past. But Louise is so attached to the past, and she doesn't want to change her attitude. She prefers to follow what happened in the past because Mikasa is an inspiration for her, is an example. If we look at Gabi, for example, she is part of she's part of the new generation, she's the present, and she is still attached to the past generation because she is taking care of what Karina says, of what her family says, of what her commanders are saying, for what Marley is saying, and she doesn't want to change her opinion. So the past is conditioning her present too. So Gabi doesn't want to change anything. I mean, Louis and Gabi are the example that the past is important and it's something they don't want to avoid for different reasons. Then we have Falco, for example. He is part of this new generation. And, sorry. Hi. Sorry, today and yesterday and today I have problems with the post. Sorry, guys. They keep ringing the doorbell. And they will ring one more time later, so be prepared. But anyway, then we have, yes, Falco. He is part of this new generation and he's different. Oh, finally, he is different. No matter what the past told him, no matter how the past can condition him, no matter how much the people surrounding him try to convince him, he can make this change. He starts having his own opinions about certain things, and he's a hope. He is a hope for change, something for better. I really admire Falco because he is in a hard situation as much as Gabi, and he's ready to be punched to protect Gabi. He is ready to listen. I still believe that if Eren told him, look, I am Eren Yeager, and I have this story, I am convinced that Falco would have listened to him. Because it's part of his attitude, it's part of his character, it's part of his personality. But of course, Eren had something else, another project. Falco showed us that the present is more important than the past. I mean, no matter what happened in the past, now we are living in the present time. So we have to judge things as we see them clearly now. no matter what happened before and what they were telling me before, if someone else is explaining me something different, and if someone else has a different story, I am ready to listen. And I'm ready to make my own opinions about this. This is something admirable. I really like Falco for this reason too. But he's a different type of a new generation. And then we have Kaya. Kaya is the perfect example that the present matters more than the past. That no matter what happened in the past, she is ready to change things for good. So, sorry. Hi. Hi. Okay, sorry guys, I'm here. I was telling you about Kaya. Yes, Kaya is the perfect example that the present matters more than the past, and things can be changed. And that she's an example that you can change everything for good, even if it doesn't, even if it didn't happen in the past, that doesn't mean you can't do it now. And this is great. That's a great message. You can change things now. Even if it didn't happen in the past, that doesn't mean you can't change them now. It's up to you. So this new generation, you have different people, as you can see, and different people have different opinions about past, present, the importance of the past versus the importance of the present, the fact that they don't want to change, they can change. It's up to you when you judge a character, and it's up to you when you look at these characters, and you can find something of you, of yourself in them. Because some people, they don't want to forget the past, and they want to go on by doing what happened in the past. And some other people say, okay, look, in the past happened something like this. Why am I not able to change this? Maybe for good, for something different, for something that never happened before. It's up to you to decide on which side. I mean, which type of character do you prefer? I definitely prefer people like Falco and Kaya because they give importance to the present. The past is gone. The past is the past. But now, time is now. If you wanted to change things, you can. It's up to you. So definitely look at Karina, for example. She's part of the older generation. But is she an example? No. Does she want to change things? No. She is going on by making other people suffering. The more she lives, the more she's creating pain to other generation coming. So this old generation versus new generation is really important because this story makes you understand the difference, the deep difference. All the generation, oh, no, we go on with this method, go on and on and on and on, no matter what, we are going to spread this to the new generation, etc., etc. The new generation, instead, they like to change. They like to do something different. And they are the hope. Even nowadays, the new generations are the hope for the world to become better. So even in this case, Isayama is coherent because he is portraying a world that we also like to see, a world with the new generations who are making things better than the previous ones. So definitely this great difference, okay, between old, new, old generation, new generation, young, old, these big contrasts, okay? We have to keep them in mind, even for the future, I guess. And then the theme of the scenes, because let's say that the scene is kind of theme that is quite popular, not just in Shingeki no Kyojin, even in other anime or in other novels, in literature, the scene, in religion too, this concept of a scene that in this case, in this story is connected, look at the scene with the paradise, hell, devils, to connected with the scene, these religious connection, okay? That's quite obvious here, but yeah, if Gabi tells me, look, you're full of sins, look at you. I mean, even if you think that what you did was good, you killed a person. You killed more than one people. And was that good? Yes, in your opinion, it was necessary, and in your opinion, it was the best thing to do. But you can't pretend you're the victim all the times, you're saint, because she's a saint to Kaya. Don't think you're a saint, you made this. You, no. Use the proper pronoun. I mean, no, it's not you. It's the people who attacked the Liberio, or from what I've heard, you did this in the past. You, I mean, aliens living in paradise, you did this many years ago, from what I've heard. No, she is sure you did it. No, because then the incoherence starts. And then another great theme is what old, connecting always with old and new generations, what old generations can leave to the new one. In this case, Sasha, let's say, even if she just have some years of difference, but let's say that Sasha is part of the previous generation, and what she's leaving to Kaya as good messages, as messages that are full of love and not full of hate. How all the generations or previous generations can be good no matter what. Even in this case, if we compare Sasha with Kari, now of course I would have chosen Sasha no matter what, but this is an example that we can't put all the generations into one team only, as always, but we have to differ. I mean, we have to make a difference between people and people. So Sasha is the great example that even if she's not there anymore, her beliefs, her ideals, her wishes, her will is still over there, and Sasha, did something for good in her own way, but she let Kaya be what she is right now, thanks to her experience she had with Sasha. So Kaya is what she is right now, thanks to that experience first, and thanks to all the beautiful memories she collected after. So at the beginning, in that episode in season 2, I remember Sasha was so afraid, and she had that horse, I think it's the same horse, and she was, I mean, she was afraid, herself first. She was afraid of what was going to happen, but then she didn't realize that she made something really good. Once she said, go, run now, she showed Kaya that there are people who care about you and you're not alone. And in fact, Kaya developed this thought too. You are not alone. That's why I think she is contrasting Gabi. I mean, she is going on against Gabi because she wants that Gabi understands you are not alone. Why are you alone against the world? Why do you think that the world is all wrong? You are not alone. Stop defending yourself from other people who are not doing anything bad to you. So I really, really admire Sasha for what she did. And I think if all people could have been like Sasha at this point of view, at this point, that life in that story would have been different. And the story would have finished many episodes ago. But okay, I think, yeah. Another great theme is what you give, what you leave to new generations, your messages, your beliefs, your thoughts that are important, because then these beliefs, these ideals, these thoughts are going to build this new generation. So absolutely. Then, as I told you, to ask yourself questions. This is another subject. Kaya is always asking, not just to herself, but even to Gabi, she's asking questions to know more, to understand more. And this is happening even with this is happening even with Hanji too. She's not stopping investigating. She's not giving up. She wants answers. And this is really important. I admire characters like this, and that's why I love Hanji, because she's not stopping doing what she usually does. She's asking questions. She wants answers. She investigates. She would like to understand more, and that's why she did it even with Eren. She wanted to ask. She wanted to know as much as possible, even if she didn't have any answer. But she tried. No matter what, no matter the result, it's nice to try. And then last but not least, how people protect their dearest people. A clear example, Mikasa. Look, Mikasa, I love her because she's protecting Eren. She's protecting Luis now. She's protecting herself from Luis' questions, but even she's protecting Luis because she can see herself in Luis. And she doesn't want that Luis is making the same mistake she did. Falco, he's protecting Gabi no matter what. No matter how many times Gabi says, you're useless, why did you come here with me, blah, 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 blah. You're good for nothing. Why did you leak info to the enemy? Why did you... No matter what, he's protecting Gabi. It's so admirable. Maybe I would have not behaved the same. So that's why I admire people like them, because they inspire me. Somehow I would have behaved in a different way. I would have protected these people till a certain point, and then, oh, look, you don't care about me, or you don't want to be protected by me? Okay, do your own stuff. You will understand later. No, they are not doing something like this. They keep going on protecting them, and this is quite admirable. Okay, let me talk about theories. First, I wanted to answer your questions, if you have questions. Plus, I'm going to tell you my theories for the future. What do you think of that flying ship? Look, as I heard from Azumabito, Kiyomi, I think that ship is used... she said it, to check this rumbling. I think they wanted to start to create this sample regarding the rumbling, and thanks to that weapon, they can check from the sky what's going on and what's about to happen when they are starting testing this type of thing. So that's why I think it's used. Yeah, that weapon is used for that purpose, for sure. How do you think things will go on in Paradise if Marley attacks soon? Okay, let me talk about my theories at this point. So, where should I start from? One theory, as I told you previously, is that Eren is okay to sacrifice Flock and the others, because I told you already, we have to understand that Eren wants to protect the people in that railway scene, plus Hanji and Levi. He wants to protect them only. That means all the others, it's fine. That's what I believe. He said it in the previous episode. He was clear in the railway scene. You are special. You are dear to me. I want you to live a longer life. That means he didn't say, I want that we live a longer life. No. He said, I want that you live a longer life. That means even if I sacrifice myself, who cares? Even if I sacrifice Flock and the others to go on with my plan, it's okay. So that's what I believe, first of all. Second of all, Flock. Yes, I didn't say anything about Yelena, but I think you surely understand my point of view from yesterday. So, Flock. I want to understand what Yelena told Flock to do. I mean, Flock was instructed by Yelena to meet Eren. That means Yelena talked to Eren. And probably she's saying something to convince Eren to do everything by himself. I mean, at that time, when the railway was finished and they made that big event, etc., I think that Yelena was not provoking, but saying something that could make Eren change his mind and attack by himself. Even if I still believe what I believed the previous week. So go and check it out. The previous rewatch, you will understand everything about my point of view. I wanted to know what Yelena told Eren, because from that moment I will understand many things. I wanted to understand what Zeke told Yelena to tell Eren, and I wanted to understand how Yelena convinced the Flock to be part of this. Or maybe what Eren told the Flock to do. Because, look, I have a suspect. I mean, Flock, after talking to Hanji, he said, after Hanji said, you will go to jail as much as Eren because you leaked info. I mean, you did something bad. Flock did this because Eren told him to do this, maybe. I mean, he was pushed by Eren to leak info about Eren. And probably he did that so that the population, so that the population of Paradise goes against the military forces. It's like a second coup d'etat, okay? Let's call it like this. That's why I think season 4 part 1 is similar to season 3 part 1, because there are some things in common somehow. But they wanted to go against the Chosahedan, the military forces in general in Paradise. For what reason, I still don't understand. Because they wanted to, they needed time. They wanted to be sure about the rumbling stuff. While Eren says, I don't have time anymore, let's do it now or never, thanks to Zeke, because Zeke thinks the same, because he has 1 year only, blah, 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 blah. And because there is a Historia over there. The problem is a Historia too. If Zeke is going to die, then they have to transform a Historia, right? So they have a time limit, one more time. But maybe it's Eren who told the Flock to leak info about himself. So there is this coup d'etat, and the military forces, they can't go against their people one more time, because after season 3 part 2, they don't want to go against their people anymore. Otherwise, they make the same mistake as before. Then, okay, yes, I was saying, Hanji is saying, you will go to jail. And Flock was not afraid. Didn't find this as a problem. And he said, if I have to do this for the sake of humanity, I will do it. He will go to jail. Will he stay next to Eren? They will put them in different positions, or they will put them together. because maybe Flock did this. I mean, Eren told Flock, look, you're going to leak this info. Then they are going to put you in jail next to me, and then you can help me, so I don't know, to escape or to create another plan over there in jail, so they are not going to understand what we are doing. I don't know. But when Flock says, I will do this for the sake of humanity, that means to go to jail, maybe there is another plan. Or maybe Eren projected this already because he said, look, if you leak this info, of course you will go against the military forces. Of course they will put you in jail. And if we are next to one another, we can make a plan B, plan C, plan D, I don't know. But do you understand what I mean? It makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. Maybe it's Eren who told them to do this. Because if we follow Eren's plan, now Eren has to meet Zeke. Or even Zeke, I think he wants to meet Eren because he was saying to Levi before reaching the 5-star hotel, I want to talk to Eren. And maybe Yelena, when he met Eren, he said, look, Zeke wants to talk to you. Find a way to go out. Find a way to attack first and attack in the way that you will be able to meet Zeke or something like that. Or Zeke or Yelena told him, Zeke wants to talk to you. So do something. I don't know. I still have to understand what Yelena talked to Eren. That's important, I guess. We will find the key over there, for sure. Then another thing, Hanji says, now I still have to investigate. Where is she going? Where is she going? Where is she going? To investigate more. I don't know. I really don't know. But she surely will go somewhere to investigate more. Where she will go? Then there is the fact of the restaurant, guys. I mean, Kaya is saying, let's go to that restaurant so you will meet this Marley person and maybe you can go back home. That means Niccolo, okay? That scene will be crazy because Niccolo, he knows that Sasha died because of Marley. I mean, because of the Zeppelin scene, because they were explaining him what happened. If they reach that restaurant and then they will but even the family, okay, because they will go all together to the restaurant, I guess. They don't send the Mia and the Ben like this, go to the restaurant. No, I think they will go together, right? They will go together, or they will go by themselves. They don't even know where this restaurant is, so they have to go together with them. I have a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling. Then the position of Niccolo is still a question mark, because do you remember there is that bottle of wine, okay? He was giving to the garrisons, to the military forces over there in Paradise, that they were saying something bad about the Historia. And I told you, was that poison, or was he trying to protect the Historia, or was he trying to do something bad? And actually, Niccolo is revealing himself as the bad guy who wants to perpetrate this war between Marley and Paradise. I am afraid. That bottle is essential, in my opinion. Maybe there is poison over there. He was poisoning Roeg. First of all, is Roeg still alive? Because we didn't see him anymore. After we will discover where Roeg is, or if they discover Roeg is dead, that's poison. That's poison. But we still have to understand that, and I think if they go to the restaurant, they will no, no, no. They will go to the restaurant, and Niccolo will discover the truth, maybe. I mean, if Gabi and Falco wanted to talk to this Marley person because they think, oh, we can go back home and stuff like that, he can save us. Oh, I hope they don't reveal I killed Sasha, or oh no. It would be a problem, a huge problem, if they reveal. I feel bad for the family. I hope. I don't know if they go with Kaya, but look, even Kaya is going to understand. I mean, even Kaya is going to understand that Sasha was killed by them, by her. That means by God. Oh no, F way. Terrible, terrible. I'm not ready for this. This is going to be incredible, guys. They have to go to the restaurant now. Of course, at least with Kaya. They will go with Kaya. Or with the family. Who knows? But now the family is used to talk to Niccolo because they started this relationship. Look, I'm going to treat you. You can come to my house to give me food or stuff like that. That episode will be so intense. I'm not ready. How do you think with the scene with Niccolo? I told you right now. Maybe it's poison. He's becoming the bad guy, Niccolo, maybe. Or maybe he was faking too. I mean, don't tell me Niccolo faked to love Sasha to get in touch with these people, and by doing this, he could make his plan to poison all the Paradise military forces because he agrees with Marley somehow. Oh, no way. Okay, I have two theories. This one that I told you now. And the other one, he's helping Historia. I mean, he wants to put poison to Roeg and all the others so they can't do anything bad to Historia. That means that he's next to Eren. I mean, he agrees with what Eren is doing because if Eren wants to protect Historia, maybe Eren told him, if you hear something bad about the Historia, kill them, or something like that. Wow, Eren is becoming like the boss of all villains, guys. Look, he's suggesting Flock, do this in the case if no. Do this, Niccolo, because wow. I mean, he's becoming the boss, the leader, actually, because Flock said it. Eren is our leader. And usually the leader is planning everything. It could be. It could be. So in the meantime, he's telling Flock to leak the info about himself. Tell them that I was imprisoned. Tell them that they don't want me, blah, 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 blah. So they will put you in jail, and then we will have the chance to talk one more time. Then probably he's telling Niccolo to kill everybody who's against Historia so he can protect the Historia from the pregnancy, stuff like that. That's a mess. But actually, he's following his plan as it is, as I told you. He's protecting Historia because he's a dear person. And he is using Flock and the others because they are not a part of the dearest people. That makes sense. That makes sense. When do you think of that scene in the forest from the trailer? Soon. Do you remember? I mean, I was expecting this happening in this episode 11, but I was totally surprised. Something different, but it's coming. Do you remember what I told you guys? The scene of the forest in the trailer. I wanted to repeat you my thought, my theory one more time. If we check the trailer, there is a Levi surrounded by Titans, and it's morning. In the scene we saw in episode 10, Zeke, at the end, it's night, and he's drinking. Usually when he's drinking, based on season 3 part 2, after drinking, they attack somehow, okay? And then it's night, so he has to wait the morning. Plus, Levi and all the others defeated all Titans already. Because they said it to Yelena, they made her understand this. Where are those Titans coming from? From Zeke's that we saw in episode 1. He's waiting till morning, and then he is going to transform, thanks to that scream, people into Titans, and Levi has to defeat the comrades. I still believe this. But I don't want Levi to die, please. No. No. I don't want Levi to die. But unfortunately, in the trailer, there is a second frame, okay? Because, yes, I told you, I made a mistake. I mean, I told you already many times. When the trailer came out, I decided to see it in slow motion. So I saw the scenes. There is a scene in which Levi is full of blood. If Levi is dying, well, look, I'm making a mess. No, because with Sasha, I cried a lot. With the Levi, I will cry rivers, okay? No. But do you understand this theory? I think it's quite coherent. Yes. Zeke is transforming them into Titans because of his scream. Ah! I can't believe it. No way. But it's happening soon, because I think in next or the other episode after is coming, that scene. Yes. Yes. Then isn't Zeke planning everything? I mean, isn't Zeke planning that they have to go one against the other one, that he is creating a mess? Is he tricking us one more time? Do you imagine, guys? Try to imagine this. He faked, I mean, maybe Zeke faked that he is on Paradise side to create a deep mess. I mean, to create a mess, that means that he wants that the relationship are falling apart. He wants that everybody is going against the other one, etc., etc. But actually, he is part of a Marley's plan. I mean, actually, he is on Marley's side, but he is pretending to be on the Paradise side to create all of this mess. So they are one against the other one, and they are not unified. They are not united anymore, and they can, when they attacked them, so when they will attack Paradise, it will be a mess. They will lose, because everybody is going on his or her own path, so they don't have one plan for sure for everybody. This could make sense too, and that's why he is transforming the people into Titans, and that's why Levi has to defeat the comrades transformed into Titans. I feel sad. The more I go on with these theories, the more I will feel sad. But this can make sense. Maybe Zeke is tricking us for the second time. No way. Let me guess other stuff. I still have time, so okay, other 10 minutes. This could be possible too. Plus, let me tell you honestly, look, if I guess this, I am a genius. Reiner is on the side of Zeke. Maybe Reiner told him to attack Paradise on purpose now because they are. Oh, no way. Okay, let's follow the theory I told you right now. Zeke is tricking us one more time, okay? Because he wants that everything is that he's creating is a pure mess, okay? Reiner, on the other side, he said, okay, now it's a mess. Good. So we can attack now. Because if in Paradise there's the pure mess, that means everybody has his or her own opinions, and they are not united as before. We attack. They are all one against the other one. We can win. Reiner is on Zeke's side. You know why I think so? Because even in the case of the gramophone scene, do you remember when Zeke said, Marley people are not in this room? And when Galliard was trying to suspect, the Tiber family, he immediately protected Galliard. But then, he stopped Galliard. That means he knew that someone was listening to them. That means he had the same opinion of Zeke. And that means they can have opinions in common. Look, throughout these seasons, to me, to the point we're reached right now, it's impossible that Reiner didn't guess anything about Zeke's plan. No. They stayed so many times, they spent so many time together. So much time, sorry. They spent so much time together. It's impossible. Now Reiner is on the side of Zeke. And what makes me understand this probably is even when he said, maybe Zeke is thinking something like this. How do you know? Yeah, okay, he says, because if we attack later, they have the time to be prepared and stuff like this. Yeah, but how do you know? How do you know? No. What do you think is the next major death? No, don't tell me so. Oh, okay, but anyway, we knew that someone was about to die. No, I don't want to think about that because all of them, they are essential. I don't want them to die. No. I don't want to answer to this question. I wanted to decide. I don't want, look, I'm like Gabi now. I don't want to accept the reality that is coming. No, I don't want to answer that question because I don't want anybody to die. No. But anyway, Reiner is on the side of Zeke. That's what I believe. Yes. And Zeke is not on Paradise's side. Okay, maybe Zeke is not on Marley's side. He's on his side. I mean, he's on Zeke's side. That is not Paradise. That is not Marley. It's his side. But Reiner is together with him. Yes. It makes sense. And then Eren, one more time, I want to tell you. Armin wants to talk to Eren because he said it in the previous episode. Oh, it will be a mess. No. Because do you remember what he did? What he did to Angie? Think about if it's Mikasa and Armin. I think Eren is going to say something really bad. Yeah. With Hanji was a little bit soft because Hanji is not important as Mikasa and Armin. He is going to do something or to say something that is so bad. Maybe he's going to scratch Mikasa, or maybe he's going to punch Mikasa or Armin, to say something bad to them. That means that they are going to hate him. Or he hopes that they are going to hate him, but it's not going to happen. Nah. He's going to say something or to do something bad to them. I'm not ready. Because Mikasa and Armin will suffer a lot. But I hope they will still be attached to the ideal they have about Eren. Because in my opinion, Eren is loving them so much, but he's forced to do something like this. Or I have another theory, guys. Now, if when I told you that Eren has to become the main target, and by doing this, he's going to save his friends and his dearest people. No, look at how I'm thinking something crazy, guys. Follow me. If Eren is going to be hated by the Chosahedan, by Paradise, I mean, not by Paradise, no, but by the dearest people he has, etc., etc., then Paradise can make a sort of a peace with Marley, because they have a target in common. That means Eren is going to sacrifice himself for the sake of others. And it's his way to make peace. I mean, he's going to make the rumbling and stuff like that. I mean, he's going to start this own plan and this final battle and stuff like that. But it will be the entire world against him. That makes sense. And maybe there's the only way to find something in common. That means the target. That means Eren. Well, this could be possible. Okay, there will be the battle anyway. But this makes sense. Do you understand what I mean? I mean, if Mikasa, Armin, and all the others are going to hate Eren, when there is the final battle, they have to fight against Eren. And if they fight against Eren, all the Chosahedan, all the military forces of Paradise, etc., they will, except for Flock. But I think at this point, Flock will be sacrificed. Yes. Because of Eren's plan. So even if Flock stays on his side, he's going to die. Because he's not powerful as Eren. And Eren sincerely doesn't want to protect him because he doesn't care. He is just using Flock for his own purposes. That's it. So Flock wants to use Eren, but at the end of the day, is Eren using him. So, okay. But at the end of the day, if this is possible, the entire world is against one target, one and only problem. That means Eren. And that means Marley can have something in common with Paradise. And by defeating him, Armin will be saved. I mean, his 13 years curse will be dissolved. Because when Kruger says, well, if you wanted to save Mikasa, Armin, and all the others are Connie, Jan, Levi, Hanji, okay? Okay, Sasha could not be saved, no. Because I still believe Eren saw this from the future. Yes. Don't tell me he saw other people's death. No. If he saw Sasha's death, maybe he can see even Levi's death in the forest. No, wait. If he can see Levi's death, I mean, from the future, as much as it was for Sasha. Now Levi is in the forest. Flock is coming downstairs with the others. They want to start a plan to save Levi. I mean, even if he understood that he can't change the future, in the case of Sasha, and I already explained you what happened, you want to check it out, in my opinion. Now he wants to try again to save Levi. That means Flock is happy to go downstairs. I mean, follow me. Eren told Flock to leak the info. Or maybe Yelena told Eren, look, Zeke is about to transform the other. No, it's impossible because she's following God. No. But Eren told Flock to leak the info about himself. So he said, Flock, once you do this, you will come to jail together with me for sure. So he is coming now with the others. They are doing something together so they can escape, and they are going to go to the forest to save Levi. No, but don't tell me he's going to die, because in that frame of the trailer we see Levi full of blood. No. But that makes sense. Do you understand what I mean? That makes sense. Hello, what do you think of the theory of Sasha's last word? No, it's meat. It's carne. It's Niku. It's not Nicolo. No. Sasha is not attached to Nicolo. She doesn't love Nicolo. She loves Nicolo's food. That's something different. It's not corresponding his love. I mean, he loved, and he still loves Sasha, I guess, but Sasha didn't love him in that way. No, she was just appreciating the food, and that's something different. But the last word is meat, because for Sasha, meat has an importance that is beyond everything. No, Isayama Sensei was clear. It was Niku. There is the kanji of Niku in the manga. I saw it because some people put it over there because they were discussing about this. The kanji is meat. It's not Nicolo. Also because Nicolo was supposed to be written in katakana. That is the alphabet, the Japanese alphabet, taking the words from foreign countries. That's the kanji of meat. Why do you think Armored is so eager to go at? Oh, no, I think Reiner is on the side of Zeke. I have this feeling. I don't think he wants. I don't know. Right now, I'm doubtful. Or he wants to attack Paradise because of Zeke's plan. That means that Zeke tricked them one more time. Tricked us one more time. Or Reiner. Because I don't understand, Reiner wanted to die recently. So why now he wants to attack? That's incoherent. I mean, after he discovered many things and after he apologized to Eren and stuff like that, now he wants to attack one more time? That's pointless. That's meaningless. It doesn't make sense. Those two, okay, he wants to protect the Gabi and Falco, okay. But instead of attacking, he would have pretended to go over there as if he's a spy, as much as Eren did for Marle. He didn't attack. He would have saved Gabi and Falco by becoming a spy. But he wants to attack. I don't think that's Reiner. There's something wrong here. I don't get it. I don't understand this. I don't know. I don't know. Whew. Wow, 2 hours today too. Full of theories. Look, watch the rewatch live streaming, because usually I'm making my theories here. I mean, not in the comments and thoughts, but in the theories. Do you think that there is more meaning to the attack talking in the mirror? The Tatakae, I already explained this, but the Tatakae is Eren convincing himself that even if he is going to say or to do bad things to his dearest people, he has to move forward because his mission. So no matter what, he has to remind himself the mission he has. No matter if people are about to die, no matter if people are about to hear bad things from him, and no matter if he really wants to say to them, look, I don't think something like this, but I have to do this to save you. He just wants to remind himself of what his mission is as a Shingeki no Kyojin, as his nature is. Because no matter if he is a Shingeki no Kyojin or not, when he protected Mikasa that day, he was not the Shingeki no Kyojin already, but it's part of his nature to protect the people he loves, or the people, or to protect people who are in a weak position in that moment. So it's part of himself. This attitude is part of himself, but he has to do what he has to do. Then Tatakae, it's his life motive. It's his motto since day one. So he can't betray himself. He can't say, I will not finish this, because he has to finish. He is the only one who can finish all this. And he can't ask other people to finish this instead of himself. He has to do it. So no matter if this is creating bad things, he has to do this. He himself only. What weapons do you think he will make now that he has the Warhammer? Basically, he is saying to Hanji that he can go out whenever he wants, but he's not doing this. I don't know. Maybe he can create the same things the Warhammer created during the battle. So he has this advantage. Let's see how he will use it, because the final battle, I think it will come for sure. So, but if he had the chance to escape, why he didn't escape? I mean, if he has this Warhammer power, and he told Hanji, look, I can come out whenever I want, why you didn't do it until now? I miss a point here. Yes, Flock and the others are coming, but if he wanted, he would have already been away from the prison over there. I don't know. I really don't know. I wanted to see the scene of the restaurant. I think that would be so painful. Gabi, I wanted to say what Gabi has to say now. I mean, I wanted to see if she finds excuses even in front of Niccolo, who is a Marley person. Oh. I wanted to see that scene so badly. I want to see it. Because now Gabi doesn't have anything else to say, so the only thing she can say is sorry, but she will never say it. Basically, if we follow this attitude she has, she will never say sorry. Absolutely. Even if Monico is a Marley person, she doesn't care. She killed an alien living in paradise. That means a devil. So for her, in her opinion, that's fine. But I wanted to know what she has to say. Okay, guys, sorry, but okay, what are your thoughts on the history of pregnancy's story? You can find it on the other video. I mean, on the comments and thoughts of last week, and also on the rewatch of last week, because I said many things over there, so you can go and watch it. Definitely, you will find all my thoughts and all of my opinions. Okay, guys, I think for this live streaming, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned, because of course tomorrow I come back with the Promised Neverland season 2. Then on Saturday I come back with the Dragon Quest and the Jujutsu Kaisen, and on Sunday I will come back with episode 12. We are reaching the end. I know. Episode 12 of the final season of Shingeki no Kyojin. Stay tuned, keep on watching me. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Much love to you. See you next time. Bye bye. Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.